Hello everyone and welcome to Synapse. Today, we are diving into one of the most fascinating topics in biology, Kingdom Animalia. We'll explore the incredible diversity, unique characteristics, and evolutionary journey of animals, from the simplest sponges to the most complex mammals. We'll start with the basics, then gradually build up our understanding through easy, medium, hard, and finally, the most challenging, hardest levels, preparing you thoroughly for any ET. Let's begin this exciting exploration. Ready to discover what makes animals, well, animals? Let's start with the fundamental features that define this amazing kingdom in our easy level. Kingdom Animalia encompasses all animals, from tiny insects to giant whales. What defines them? First, they are multicellular, meaning they are made of many cells working together. These cells are eukaryotic, possessing a true nucleus and other specialized structures. Crucially, animals are heterotrophic, as they can't produce their own food like plants. Instead, they obtain nutrients by consuming other organisms. Think about it, you eat food, right? That makes you heterotrophic. Most animals are also capable of movement, which helps them find food, escape danger, and reproduce. This combination of features sets animals apart from other life forms. Animals show different ways their bodies are organized. The simplest, like sponges, have cells loosely grouped. This is the cellular level of organization. A bit more complex are cnidarians, like jellyfish, where cells form tissues. Then come animals like flatworms, with organs, and finally, most advanced animals, including humans, have organ systems where organs work together, like the digestive or circulatory system. This progression reflects increasing complexity and specialization. For example, a dog, a mammal, perfectly fits these criteria. It's multicellular, eukaryotic, heterotrophic, lacks cell walls, moves, reproduces sexually, and has complex organ systems. Time to test your understanding. Here are 3 practice questions. Pause the video, think about the answers, and then resume to check your knowledge. Question 1. Which of the following is not a characteristic of Kingdom Animalia? A. Multicellular. B. Autotrophic. C. Eukaryotic. D. Motile. Question 2. In which level of organization are cells arranged as loose aggregates? A. Tissue level. B. Organ level. C. Cellular level. D. Organ system level. Question 3. Give an example of an animal exhibiting organ system level of organization. Now that we've covered the basics, let's dive a little deeper into the fascinating world of animal classification and body plans in our medium level. Animals exhibit several distinguishing features that set them apart. Unlike plants, they are holotrophic, meaning they ingest their food and then digest it internally, a highly efficient method for nutrient acquisition. Most animals also display determinate growth, reaching a specific size and shape before growth ceases, a stark contrast to the continuous growth seen in plants. A key cellular difference is the absence of a rigid cell wall, which provides animal cells with flexibility, allowing for diverse cell shapes, specialized tissues, and ultimately, complex body movements. This complexity is further enhanced by extensive tissue differentiation, leading to the formation of specialized organs and organ systems, enabling intricate functions and sophisticated responses to the environment. Furthermore, the presence of muscle cells in most animals, except sponges, is fundamental for active locomotion, a critical adaptation for survival. Let's explore how animals are organized, starting with body symmetry. Asymmetrical animals, like some sponges, lack any defined symmetry. Radial symmetry, seen in jellyfish, means body parts are arranged around a central axis, allowing them to sense their environment from all directions. Bilateral symmetry, common in most animals including humans, means the body can be divided into 2 mirror image halves, which is typically associated with directed movement and the development of a distinct head region, called cephalization. Next, germ layers, Diploblastic animals, like cnidarians, have two embryonic layers, ectoderm and endoderm. Triploblastic animals, from flatworms to humans, have a third layer, the mesoderm, which gives rise to muscles, bones, and the circulatory system, enabling greater complexity. The colon, or body cavity, is another crucial feature for classification. Aqualomates, like flatworms, lack a body cavity between their gut and outer body wall. Pseudocoelomates, such as roundworms, have a body cavity, but it's not fully lined by mesoderm. True coelomates, including earthworms, insects, and vertebrates, possess a true colon, which is a fluid-filled cavity completely lined by mesoderm. This true column offers several advantages. It provides space for organs to grow and move, acts as a shock absorber, and can even function as a hydrostatic skeleton for movement. Finally, segmentation, or metamerism, is the division of the body into repeated segments, seen in annelids and arthropods, allowing for specialization and efficient locomotion. The notochord, a flexible rod, is a defining feature of chordates, providing skeletal support and forming the basis for the vertebral column in vertebrates. Great job so far! Now, let's tackle 5 practice questions to reinforce your understanding of the medium-level concepts. Pause the video to give yourself time to answer. Question 1. What is the primary mode of nutrition in kingdom Animalia? Question 2. Differentiate between diploblastic and triploblastic animals. Question 3. Which type of symmetry is associated with cephalization? Question 4. Give an example of a pseudocoelomate animal. Question 5. What is the primary function of a notochord in chordates? Ready to analyze the intricate details of animal evolution and classification? Our hard level will challenge your understanding with deeper connections and comparative insights. The evolutionary journey of kingdom Animalia is a tale of increasing complexity and adaptation. We see a clear progression from simple cellular aggregates in sponges, evolving through tissue and organ levels, to the highly specialized organ system level found in advanced animals like vertebrates. This led to greater functional efficiency and diverse lifestyles. The evolution of symmetry is also telling, from asymmetrical forms to radial symmetry allowing omnidirectional interaction, to bilateral symmetry, which was a monumental leap. Bilateral symmetry is strongly linked to directed movement and the development of a head region, known as cephalization, where sensory organs and nervous tissue are concentrated. This adaptation was crucial for active predation and navigating complex environments. Furthermore, the transition from diploblastic to triploblastic organization, with the advent of the mesoderm, was pivotal. The mesoderm gave rise to muscles, connective tissues, and circulatory systems, enabling the development of larger, more complex body plans and sophisticated organ systems, greatly enhancing an animal's capabilities. Let's delve deeper into key classification criteria. The distinction between protostomes and deuterostomes is fundamental, reflecting different embryonic development pathways. Protostomes, like annelids and arthropods, typically have spiral and determinate cleavage. Their blastopore forms the mouth, and the column develops by schizocoely. In contrast, deuterostomes, such as echinoderms and chordates, exhibit radial and indeterminate cleavage. Their blastopore forms the anus, and the column develops by enterocoely. These distinct developmental patterns underscore deep evolutionary divergences. Segmentation, or metamerism, is another significant feature. True segmentation, where the body is divided into a series of similar segments with repeated organs, offers advantages like regional specialization and redundancy, crucial for efficient locomotion and survival. It's a defining characteristic in phyla like Annelida and Arthropoda, allowing for greater body plan modularity and evolutionary flexibility. The presence and fate of the notochord, a flexible rod providing skeletal support, is the defining feature of chordata, leading to the development of the vertebral column in vertebrates and enabling larger, more complex body forms. Understanding the major animal phyla and their interrelationships reveals the grand tapestry of evolution. Porifera, the sponges, represent the simplest multicellular animals with a cellular level of organization and no true tissues. Cnidaria, like jellyfish, are diploblastic with radial symmetry and stinging cells. Platyhelminths, the flatworms, are triploblastic, bilaterally symmetrical, and acoelomate, representing an early evolutionary step towards organ-level organization. Aschelminths, or roundworms, are pseudocoelomates, showing an advancement in body cavity. Annelids, the segmented worms, possess a true column and segmentation. Arthropoda, the largest phylum, showcases segmented bodies, jointed appendages, and exoskeletons. Mollusca includes soft-bodied animals often with shells. Echinoderms, like starfish, exhibit radial symmetry as adults and a water vascular system. Hemichordates are worm-like with a rudimentary notochord. Finally, Chordata, our own phylum, is characterized by a notochord, dorsal hollow nerve cord, pharyngeal gill slits, and a postanal tail at some stage. Each phylum represents a unique set of evolutionary innovations, contributing to the incredible diversity of animal life. Time for some challenging questions. Here are 7 practice questions to solidify your knowledge at the hard level. Take your time, think critically, and then compare your answers. Question 1. Distinguish between protostomes and deuterostomes based on embryonic development. Question 2. What are the evolutionary advantages of bilateral symmetry and cephalization? Question 3. Explain the significance of a true column in animal evolution. Question 4. Name 2 phyla that exhibit true metameric segmentation. Question 5. How does the presence of a mesoderm contribute to the complexity of triploblastic animals? Question 6. Describe the key characteristics that define phylum Chordata. Question 7. Why are sponges considered the simplest multicellular animals? Welcome to the hardest level. Here, we'll delve into the cutting-edge aspects of animal classification, explore the engineering of animal body plans, and connect complex biological concepts to competitive exam depth. Get ready for an intense learning experience. Modern animal classification extends beyond observable morphology, leveraging molecular phylogeny, particularly using ribosomal RNA and mitochondrial DNA sequences. This has refined our understanding of phylogenetic relationships, leading to the recognition of superphyla like Lophotrochoco and Ecdysozoa within protostomes. Lophotrochozoans are characterized by either a lopophore, feeding structure, or a trochophore larva, including annelids and mollusks. Ecdysozoans, such as arthropods and nematodes, are unified by their process of ecdysis, or molting. These molecular insights have sometimes challenged traditional groupings, revealing deeper evolutionary connections based on shared genetic ancestry rather than just superficial anatomical similarities. Understanding cladistics, which groups organisms by shared derived characteristics called synapomorphies, is now fundamental to comprehending the evolutionary tree of life and the immense diversity of kingdom Animalia. Animals can be viewed as marvels of biological engineering, with their body plans optimized for survival in diverse environments. Consider skeletal systems. The hydrostatic skeleton of worms uses fluid pressure for movement, effective for burrowing but limiting size. Arthropods employ a rigid exoskeleton of chitin, providing protection and muscle attachment, crucial for terrestrial life and flight, but requiring vulnerable molting for growth. Vertebrates possess an internal endoskeleton, allowing continuous growth, large body size, and versatile movement. Each system is a specialized engineering solution. Similarly, respiratory systems are finely tuned, gills for aquatic environments, the tracheal system for direct gas exchange in insects, and lungs for efficient terrestrial respiration. Circulatory systems also vary. Open systems in arthropods are simpler but less efficient for large, active animals, while closed systems in annelids and vertebrates allow for higher pressure and more rapid, controlled transport of nutrients and gases, supporting greater metabolic demands. The evolution of advanced organ systems is central to maintaining homeostasis, the stable internal environment crucial for animal survival. The nervous system, for instance, shows a progression from simple nerve nets in cnidarians to cephalization and complex brains in vertebrates, enabling sophisticated sensory perception, integration, and behavioral responses. Excretory systems demonstrate diverse strategies for osmoregulation and waste removal, protonephridia in flatworms, metanephridia in annelids, Malpighian tubules in arthropods, and highly complex kidneys in vertebrates, each adapted to regulate water and ion balance in specific habitats, from freshwater to arid deserts. The endocrine system, with its hormonal regulation, provides another layer of integration, coordinating physiological processes like growth, metabolism, and reproduction across the entire organism. These intricate systems highlight the deep interconnectedness of biological functions within an animal's body, crucial for its survival and adaptability. Reproductive strategies and life cycles are critical for species survival and evolution. While asexual reproduction allows rapid population growth, sexual reproduction, with its genetic recombination, provides the variation necessary for adaptation to changing environments. Animals exhibit diverse developmental patterns: direct development, where young resemble adults, and indirect development, involving larval stages and metamorphosis, which often allows different life stages to exploit distinct ecological niches, reducing competition. Parental care, ranging from none to extensive, significantly impacts offspring survival, though it demands considerable energy investment. Ecologically, animals play indispensable roles in food webs as consumers, decomposers, and symbionts, driving nutrient cycling and maintaining ecosystem balance. Evolutionary innovations, like the development of bilateral symmetry, a true column, jaws, limbs, or endothermy, have repeatedly triggered adaptive radiations, leading to the explosive diversification of animal life, as seen in the Cambrian explosion, and shaping the planet's biodiversity. Alright, let's tackle the first set of 5 challenging questions for the hardest level. These questions require analytical thinking and a deep understanding of the topic. Take your time, pause the video, and formulate your best answers. Question 1. How has molecular phylogeny altered our understanding of animal classification compared to traditional morphological methods? Question 2. Compare and contrast the engineering advantages and limitations of hydrostatic, exo, and endoskeletons in different animal phyla. Question 3. Discuss the evolutionary significance of the transition from an open to a closed circulatory system. Question 4. Explain how different excretory systems in animals are adapted to specific environmental challenges. Question 5. What is the adaptive advantage of indirect development with metamorphosis in some animal groups? Here are the final 5 questions for our hardest level. These will really test your comprehensive knowledge of kingdom Animalia. Pause the video and consider your responses carefully. Question 6. Describe the evolutionary progression of the nervous system from simple nerve nets to complex brains, highlighting key functional advancements. Question 7. How does the concept of homeostasis relate to the evolution of advanced organ systems in animals? Question 8. Analyze the ecological roles played by animals and how their diversity contributes to ecosystem stability. Question 9. What is a synapomorphy and why is it crucial in modern cladistic classification of animals? Question 10. Discuss at least 3 major evolutionary innovations that led to significant adaptive radiations in the history of kingdom Animalia. And that brings us to the end of our comprehensive journey through kingdom Animalia. I hope you now have a much deeper and clearer understanding of this incredibly diverse and fascinating kingdom. Remember, consistent practice and a clear conceptual understanding are key to excelling in any ET. For more such in-depth educational content, practice questions, and personalized learning experiences, make sure to visit our platform at synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for regular updates and more amazing biology lessons. Keep learning, keep exploring, and keep aiming for success. See you in the next session.